Watching movies and videos on this device is going to be a blast. It's like having your high definition TV in your pocket. And the S Pen, you can easily create a masterpiece if you have the skill to do so, right on your smartphone. The Fold 5 is designed for multitasking and productivity like never before. Let's take a detailed look. Before we dive in, there's going to be an exclusive link below for sakitech viewers for the Galaxy Z Fold 5 with the following benefits. Instant free $50 Samsung discount only using the link below. And then all the usual benefits. Up to $1,000 in trade-in credits if you trade in your old smartphone, and a free 512GB storage upgrade. These are limited time offers during the pre-order phase, which ends on August the 11th. Hey guys, Sak here from sakitech, and in today's video what we have here is we have the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. In this video, what we're going to do is we are going to be unboxing, doing a first time setup and a review of this smartphone. So let's dive in and get started right away. And of course, I do want to let you know that this was provided by Samsung for review purposes. Now this phone is going to be an icy blue color, so let's rotate it a little bit and lift up the front. Inside the box, we've got the Z Fold 5 in unfolded condition. So I'm going to grab this guy. I'm going to put it here for 1 second and let's see what's in the box. There's nothing over here. It is going to be another box on this side of the case. So if I remove that, and inside that case, we have a USB Type-C to C cable. We have a quick user guide, as you can see, this guy right here to get you started. And then we have the little SIM ejector tool. So now let's move all this stuff aside and divert our attention to the main dish, and let's do a full tour around this product. And of course, when you undress it, this is what it's going to look like. Like I said, this is the icy blue color. Alright, so here we have the Fold 5 for closer examination. So let's quickly look at the cameras here. So we do have a triple camera system. The main camera is a 50 megapixel camera. Then we have an ultra wide at 12 megapixels. And then we have a telephoto camera that is 10 megapixels and capable of 3 times optical zoom and 30 times digital zoom. And you can see right over here, we have the flash. And let's look at the rest of the phone. So on the side, we have the volume rocker right here. Okay, and then right next to it, we have the power button / the fingerprint sensor. Nothing at the bottom on one side. On the other side at the bottom, we have the SIM card tray, as you can see right there. And on the top, if I rotate, you'll see we have 3 microphones, which is great. 1, 2, 3. We have a speaker grill on the top. Alrighty. On this side, we've got nothing. This is just the hinge mechanics. It does say Samsung. It is all shiny metal finish. And at the bottom, we have the second grill, USB Type-C port, and we have a 4th microphone right here. So that's great. And also, another important thing, the color here is very nice matte finish. Okay, so this is not going to be shiny. It is not going to be attracting any fingerprints. So that is fantastic. Now, one thing that I do find interesting, though, is with this shiny finish, it actually is resistant to fingerprints the way they have designed it. So that's pretty cool. So you can see it is reflective, but it is very resistant to fingerprints for some reason. As you can see, barely a fingerprint smudge on it as I ran my thumb through the metal. And finally, if you look at it, when it is folded, it folds completely flat, which is fantastic. Now, if I bring a Fold 4 next to it, you can see that gap right here. That gap does not exist with the Fold 5, which just gives the phone a more symmetrical and cooler look overall. But anyway, let's turn this thing on and set it up for the very first time. Alright, so when we first turn on the phone, we can actually set the whole thing up while it is folded. But of course, this is a Fold 5, so we're going to continue this process while the phone is in fact unfolded in the large screen. But here we do have that 10 megapixel selfie camera. And remember, this is a 6.2 inch display. It's a 120 hertz display. But anyway, let's unfold this and continue the whole process. Continue on the larger inner display. So I'm going to tap on start from the beginning. And then I'm going to agree to everything that is optional. I'm going to tap on next. And then it's going to ask me if I want to transfer information from another device. That could be a Galaxy device, Android device, or even an iPhone or an iPad. I'm going to say no. I'm going to just do this manually. I'm going to set up a fresh device. connect to the Wi-Fi network. And you can see as I put in my password, the keyboard came in this split condition. I can in fact tap this button to make it a whole, or I can split it. So that's going to be an option that you have as you move forward. But I'm going to tap on connect, and that's going to connect me to the Wi-Fi. Now it's preparing for the mobile connection. And of course, if you see any flicker on the screen, you can ignore that. That is because of the camera. You're not going to see these flickers in actual real life. It's an ultra smooth white display. So if you have a provider that supports eSIM, you can do that from here. I'm going to skip that as well. All this I'm going to set up later. So it's saying getting your phone ready, and we'll be right back. Then you will see another option to transfer your apps, photos, contacts from an older phone to a newer phone. Again, you can tap on next and follow instructions. I'm going to say don't copy. I'm going to continue the setup as a fresh phone. Then it's going to ask you to log in with your Google account. I'm going to do that right now. And that's all done. Tap on I agree. It's going to go to the next screen. And you can agree or disagree to Google services based on your needs. I'm just going to accept it for now. I'm going to change everything later. But we do have a fingerprint sensor that's built into the power button on the side here. So you can set that up in the initial process. I am going to skip all that for now. But if you do tap on fingerprints, it's going to walk you through to set up your fingerprints. So I'm going to tap on skip for now, skip anyway. With the Google Assistant, you can just agree or skip. I'm going to skip it for now and skip this for now as well. The final thing you want to do is you want to log into your Samsung phone with your Samsung account, all right? And that's going to unlock all the Samsung related features, which are very important. And then you're going to choose these Samsung services. I always disable customization and smart suggestions in the beginning. And then I tap on agree. And then you can pick the preference. You can go with dark mode, or you can go with the light mode. That's going to be up to you. I'm going to keep it at light for now. I'm going to tap on next. And this final screen is very important. So make sure you read all the details. Folding phones are a little bit more fragile compared to standard phones because of that folding display. So make sure you read and understand all these precautions. Then we're going to tap on next, and we're all set up. I'm going to tap on finish. We are going to be dumped into the home screen. Guys, we are in the belly of the beast. And of course, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a better wallpaper. So pinch, tap on wallpaper, go to change wallpapers. Okay, now these are all the featured stock wallpapers. Let's see what we have here. These seem pretty boring, so I'm going to go down here and let's go with a color wallpaper. I'm going to tap on the red one, and I'm going to just say next, and I am going to apply that right now. Now real quick, I'm going to go to display. I'm going to show you something real quick. So when we go to display, we do have the split screen mode. So when we go to display, you can see that we have a 120 hertz display. You can have it 60 or 120. Of course, 120 is recommended. And this is a massive 7.6-inch display. It is HDR compatible, and the maximum brightness on this display has been improved significantly. So we can max out up to, let's see, 1,750 nits. So when you go outside and you look at this display, it's going to be nice, crisp, and clear, even under daytime conditions. And of course, the display itself is simply a stunning display to watch movies, watch media, watch anime. It is super bright and super crisp. And of course, because the display is so large, it's also more fun to read newspapers or books on this display as well. All right, so basically what we have is we have the folded outer display here. Now, this display is great for quick tasks. So if you want to make a quick phone call, if you want to quickly send a message, if you want to quickly look at something on the internet, or if you just want to look at your notifications and make some responses, this is going to be a great display. That's what it is designed for. However, this is a very advanced phone, and there's something I want you guys to understand. So in the settings, okay, if I go to display, and if I go to motion smoothness, I want you to pay attention to what it says right here. It says adjust your cover screen refresh rate. So that means if I make an adjustment here to the refresh rate of the cover screen, it is not going to be applicable to the inner folded display. That's a whole other world. So there's many settings that when you set for the outer display do not apply to the inner display, and you customize the inner display separately. For example, look at this wallpaper here. This is not the same wallpaper that I just set on the inside. So when I unflip it, on the inside we have a different wallpaper. This is just a layer of customization that I think is pretty cool. And of course, when you want to focus on things that are more important, then you come to this display. This is great for watching movies, doing some research, and multitasking, and so much more. And back here in the settings under display, look at this. When I make these changes here, it says the same thing. Adjust your main screen's refresh rate here, but you want to close your phone to adjust the refresh rate for the cover screen separately. And again, when I make a change here to the wallpaper, it is only going to reflect on the inner display. So you can have two separate worlds. And of course, the bigger display allows for great multitasking. So if I launch an application, you get this beautiful taskbar at the bottom, and that's going to allow you to multitask and have 3 windows running simultaneously at the same time. And of course, you can modify them, you can adjust them as you please, you can create your own workflow for that inner display. Obviously, triple screen multitasking is not going to be available on the outer display. It all makes sense. Of course, you can access all other apps right from here. So I can even grab the calculator app, bring it to the middle here, and just have it as a pop-up. I can use it quickly to make a calculation. Then I can tap on this button, I can minimize it, have it on the side for easy access later. While I'm still doing all these 3, and I can move away windows, no problem. When you're done with the phone, you flip it, you do your little things over here, then you put it in your pocket and you move on. And of course, we have the S Pen, which is right here. Now, I do want to let you know that S Pen only works on the inner display. It does not work on the outer display. When you try to use it for the first time, you get this tutorial, as you can see. Okay, so that's great. But there is a button on every S Pen, and basically you press that, brings up the Air Command menu. From here, you can access your notes and then start writing. I can go over here. I can pick all these different pens, increase the size, change the color, start scribbling, taking notes, whatever you want to do. Even make perfect shapes, as you can see. Triangle if you want, okay? And of course, if you know how to draw, if you know how to sketch, you can create a masterpiece easily. Now, there is one thing I want to let you know real quick in regards to the S Pen that I think is very important. If you buy the usual S Pen, by the way, you can use the S Pen to navigate your phone, but if you buy the regular standard S Pen, okay, I want to let you know that it's going to have limited functionality. So there's something known as the Air Actions. If you want to enable Air Actions, you can see you're going to need an S Pen Pro that has Bluetooth connection capability. Now, that's something you would have to purchase separately. I think it is around $100, and I will drop a link down below. With the usual S Pen, you can do everything except for Air Actions. Basically, what Air Actions are is they allow you to control your smartphone with your S Pen remotely. So remember, if you get the regular S Pen, this menu is going to be useless. If you get the S Pen Pro, then you can access Air Actions. But beyond that, with the S Pen, you do have access to all these other options, which is a lot of stuff. And of course, I'll be making a lot of videos, details with the S Pen. I do want to quickly talk about the battery life. So when you go to the settings, and if you go into the battery and device care, you can see that this is a brand new phone right now. So we don't have data to tell you. But I've gotten feedback from other people that have used the phone for more than a couple days, and I will let you know the battery life on the Fold 5 is now better than on the Fold 4, specifically because of the upgraded Snapdragon chipset. The chipset is more efficient and gets you better battery life by up to 15 to 20%. So Fold 5 certainly has better battery life than Fold 4. Now, when I launch the camera, okay, and if I flip it over, you can see we do have a camera. Now it's visible when I launch the application, and that is the 4 megapixel under display camera. Normally, you cannot see it because it is hidden under the display. And this camera is not going to be as good as the selfie camera on the outside, but it is still an option you have. Personally, I recommend not to use this for selfies. Just use the outer selfie camera or use the main cameras as selfie cameras. What I mean by that is if you launch the camera right now, the rear cameras are engaged. If I tap this button here, I am able to use these cameras, as you can see, on this cover display. So if I take a selfie with these cameras, it's just going to be the best selfie in the world. So you have the option to use the cover display to control these cameras to take selfies. As you can see, here's my hand. Okay? Alright, so we have looked at just about everything here, and basically the Fold 5 is a fantastic device. It is the most refined and up-to-date foldable smartphone on the market. Now, if you own a Fold 4, you do not need to upgrade. This is very similar to the Fold 4 with a better processor and a better display, but it's not a huge leap. But if you have a Fold 3, Fold 2, Fold 1, or if this is your first Fold, be prepared to be blown away. It really is a technological marvel, great for just about everything. So if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down below and let me know. For now, guys, have a fantastic day.